This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is the regularly scheduled meeting for the Lake Stevens Sewer District. It is Thursday, February 11th, 2021. It is 9 a.m. in the morning. We're going to call the meeting to order for the Board of Commissioners. As we get started, I'm just going to read our general little preamble since we are meeting in a GoToMeeting platform. So with that being said, I'll read that real quick. So again, good morning, citizens, staff, and fellow commissioners. This is a remote meeting, and there are some initial comments that would be appropriate. As required by the governor's proclamations beginning on March 24, 2020, the district is holding its commissioner meetings remotely using the GoToMeeting platform. While this is not the normal way for us to do business, we want to ensure there is a continuity of business operations. Members of the public who are participating, we are very grateful for your support and patience while we work through this interim way of doing business. The public comment is going to be handled in the following way. So if the members of the public are here, you're invited to join us via the virtual meeting format under GoToMeeting. Our agenda will be handled in the following way. First, the comments or questions that were emailed to the Customer Relations Department with the Sewer District or otherwise received in a sufficient manner in advance of this meeting will be read during that public forum. Second, during the meeting, anyone wishing to comment during the public forum may use the chat box feature, and you'll be provided with the opportunity to comment to the board. My fellow board members, we're going to take attendance by calling your name real quick. Please indicate whether or not you can clearly hear me and others on the line. We need to do our very best to speak one at a time, so the note taker, even though these meetings are recorded, can take some minutes. So with that being said, I will call upon Commissioner Stevenson. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Commissioner Koshi, how about you?
All good, thank you.
Perfect. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so please join me at this time. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So item number 3 on our agenda is the agenda approval. I don't know if there was any last minute changes either by board members, staff, or anybody else in attendance this morning. So just looking to see if anybody's waving us down, frantically saying yes, 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 or no, no, no. Not seeing any of that happening. I would entertain a motion by the board to approve the agenda as submitted.
I make a motion we approve the agenda as submitted.
I second that.
So it has been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as submitted. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 It has carried. Thank you. We'll move down to item number 4 on our agenda this morning. That is the consent agenda items. There's an A through I. It has been detailed out. So I don't know if there was any questions or any additions or subtractions that needed to be added or taken away.
Commissioner Lauritsen, I just want to point out that the December 17th minutes were previously approved but have been updated to include the appointment of the chairperson for the utility committee.
Oh, perfect. Any questions by my fellow commissioners?
I remain happy with the appointment.
Okay. Well, with that being said, how about we would entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items?
I'll make a motion that we approve consent items A through I.
And I'll second.
So it has been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda items A through I with the notation of the December 17th minutes updated as follows. So with that being said, I will call for the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion's carried. Thank you. And just as a reminder, I know that you'll want to try to make it in to sign the vouchers this afternoon. So the accounting department will be very happy with us. So if you, at least a majority of us can get in there to sign this today, that would be appreciated. So, okay, we'll move on down to the public forum, which is item 5 on our agenda. I don't know if we have received any previously.
And we did. We did receive one.
Well, perfect.
I received an email from Greg Ortega. He did give his address of 12421 123rd Avenue Northeast in Lake Stevens. He wrote, EB Island Drainage District needs the pumps, control panel, transformer, and the wheel-mounted generator for our diking district. Our infrastructure is failing and we desperately need this equipment.
Thank you. I know that it was brought up once before. I think at the utility meeting it was briefed on, and I think that he may have been directed to check with the city since that is in the process of being turned over to the city, so they would have the first rights of either, approving the request or denying the request itself, because there was a transfer of that. I don't know if Mayor Gailey, I do see him on there, has anything or has been in contact, or if their folks have spoken with Mr. Ortega. I'm going to take that as possibly not. I don't know if you can hear me, Mayor.
I'm sorry, I was focused on some other things. If you're talking about Mr. Ortega, yeah, our public works guys discussing things with Mr. Ortega to figure that out.
Okay, well, we appreciate it. I know that I think it was relayed to him. I think maybe Commissioner Koshi may have spoken with him offline that there was some stuff there. I know that I did see Mr. Ortega on different business here in the last couple of weeks, and he had indicated that he was working with the city on that, but I did not want to put words in there if that wasn't the case, because I'd never heard from the city itself. So I think with that being said, we will defer to the city on that email if Mr. Ortega comes back and wants to have any conversations with us. So.
Yep, that sounds like a good plan.
Perfect. So if there's no other emails delivered, this would be an opportunity for anybody in the public at this time to address the Board of Commissioners if they'd like, whether it's an item on our current agenda or maybe some other issue that they might want to have some conversation on. So I would open that up if there's anybody who would like to speak. And not seeing anybody flag or make comment, I would say we would move on then. Okay, I appreciate everybody's time on the first item that was sent to us. So let's move on down to old business. So old business is a resolution number 995, which is a transfer of funds from the state, from the rate stabilization fund to pay the state revolving fund loan. So I will open that up to staff and the other board members.
Yeah, so in our last meeting, we did have a motion in order to move forward with this. This is the resolution that allows us to transfer those funds out of the rate stabilization fund for the purpose of the debt payment relating to that state revolving fund loan number L11000012. It has been reviewed by legal and is recommended by staff.
Perfect. I'll open it up. Any comments, questions by the board?
The only comment I have is I appreciate the detail that's in the resolution. I think it captures the history succinctly and the process we've gone through to make sure we've dotted our I's and crossed our T's.
Okay. So with that being said, resolution number 995 is open for a motion if that is where we are moving. So I would entertain that at this time.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 995.
I'll second.
Dan, you're muted.
You've hit the wrong button too many times. So there is a motion to approve resolution number 995, and it has also been seconded. Any further discussion on that? Not hearing or seeing anybody wave at me like there should be. I will go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 Resolution number 995, transfer of funds from the rate stabilization fund to pay the state revolving fund loan has been approved. Thank you, everybody. Let's move down to item number 7, which is new business under our agenda. Item A is add Rosalind Gork as a signer to the Aflac Bank account at First Financial Bank, and I will promote these staff.
So as you know, Rosalind Gork is our human resources. She also backs up our payroll and benefits coordinator. And one of her duties is to process these Aflac reimbursements for staff. As such, we would like her to be a signer to be able to sign those checks that she's processing. And so we would request board approval to get her added as a signer to the Aflac Bank account.
Okay, any questions by the other board members on that? Seems like a no-brainer. So let's go ahead and if I will open it to any one of the commissioners making a motion to approve that request.
I think Kevin might be frozen.
Yeah, he hasn't moved in a little bit, it looks like.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Well,
Yeah.
at least your volume's back.
Boy, okay. Sorry, folks. Little glitch here. All right. I can't see you, but I can hear you, so we'll just keep rolling.
So it has been moved, well, it is open on the floor right now. If you missed the first part, Commissioner Koshi, to entertain a motion to add.
Rosalind.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'd make a motion that we add Rosalind Gork to be a signer on the Aflac bank account at First Financial Bank.
So it has
I'll
been moved,
second.
and Commissioner Stevenson has seconded it. So I'll call for a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. That seemed to go pretty quick. We're actually going through this thing real quick this morning. I know there will be an executive session, but when we do get there, I will make an announcement on that and have legal ensure that it is done properly. So moving on down, managers reports. Let's start with our general manager.
All right. I just wanted to point out that the liens this month were the lowest number we've ever placed since May of 2020. So that's really encouraging. I also want to commend our admin staff. We did an improvement process on our caller logs that we do, which is an internal tracking and approval system between customer service and accounting. And so it was really encouraging to get those teams to work together for some internal process improvements. I did attend the City Council retreat on January 29th and 30th in order to be there to answer any questions regarding the sewers as they were discussed. And then also Jonathan and I participated in a Hartford or Machias industrial area pre-planning meeting on February 4th with the city representatives. And then later today, I do have a meeting with City Administrator Jean Brazel to start working on the items from the last utility committee meeting. And then just an update on those secondary drop boxes that we have around the city, the one downtown and then also at Bartell's. They will be closing at the end of the month. We've notified the public via the website, social media, at these board meetings. We posted it on the boxes themselves. And in the last month, we've been keeping track of everyone that paid their bill at those drop boxes, and they'll be receiving a postcard directly in the mail from us in order to notify them. So at the end of the month, those will be closing. And that is all I have for you today.
Perfect, thank you. I don't know if the other board members had any questions. Not seeing them wave to me or hearing anything. Let's move to our assistant general manager.
Good morning. So thus far, we've collected 167.59 connection fees and issued 63 permits. I'm happy to report that lift station 19 has been fixed. The emergency declared last board meeting has been remedied, and lift station 19 we're able to monitor again. So that's good news. Yesterday, we received all of the closeout paperwork for the Hewitt retirement, aka the Lake Stevens Apartments project. So the district has formally accepted that sewer system. And so comp planning, we had a meeting last week regarding deliverables on comp plan, and comp plan's moving forward, and we should have something, at least draft chapters to review with the commission at our next board meeting. So yeah, any questions, comments, concerns, complaints? All right.
No, but I just want to say, hey, it was great to see. I think we had one permit issued before. Now we're at 60 something. So, hey, that's pretty good. So at this rate, man, we're going to exceed what we were, our basic level. So thank you. Let's move on down to treatment plant update. And there's a mysterious individual I see that I have not seen in a long time. Welcome, Jim. Come on in.
Thank you very much. So the plant's been running really well, and we're very happy about that. You guys have been hearing about our light exchange program for energy efficiency for quite some time. We have about 900 of the approximately 1,300 light bulbs replaced, and we're busy on that daily now in order to get it complete. We lost an employee, so we now do the DMR, stormwater biosolids, and reports to the regulators, and happy to say Jeff Bosch has accepted those extra duties without complaint and doing a great job with it. So that's awesome. And we are continuing to review the new regulations from the Puget Sound Nutrient General Plan. And Mariah and Jeff and Kurt Meyer have been awesome on that and keeping us well informed, and it's moving forward great. And that's it.
Excellent. Thank you. I don't know if the other commissioners have anything to ask or add.
No, the only thing I'd comment is on the ecology requirements at the WASWAD meeting. It was, they talked a bit about that. We can pick that up in the commissioner section, but it's a big deal, and appreciate the work.
Yeah, I would also say great work by all in every one of our different departments. I mean, you guys are hitting the ground running for 2021, and it's just awesome to see. And the work never stops, so we continue to move forward. So thank you. So moving to city reports, the mayor disappeared at least from what I can see, and I don't see the general manager, but I do see council member Petershagen. So I'm hoping that he will pick up and give a report. So I'll open the floor to him if he so desires to speak on that.
Thank you, Dan. You're right. Both those guys vacated their Zoom deal or web go-to meeting. Anyway, no, I don't have anything to report. Our council meeting was pretty quiet last Tuesday night, and I guess the only thing I would add, just to take up a little bit of time, is the library is kind of going through their visioning process for a future library. I don't know if you folks have been involved in that or aware of it, but they've had a couple of Zoom meetings, and so they're kind of starting that process. And as you know, they're part of the mix up there at Chapel Hills. So just put that on the reader board, I guess, that they're kind of starting down the road of visioning what they would like to see as far as a library. So that's all.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. No, I do get emails from the library, at least Snow Isle. I mean, their overhead main office that does detail some things that they're trying to look at things in the Lake Stevens area. So we hope the best. I know that the building they're in is going to eventually move sooner than later. And I think they were looking at one time on the old police station. I don't know if that's still something that they're looking at, but
No, that is correct. They are going to be moving to the police station for an interim location, and again, underline the word interim. So,
yeah, it gives them a little more space than I think what they have now, and I think configuration is probably just not what they're used to. One large open space, but I'm sure they will adapt and be able to do something with it in the interim because, well, it's an open building, so it should be utilized for something. So. With that, I appreciate the comments on the city part. Let's move to commissioners' reports. We can start with Commissioner Stevenson if she wants to add anything first.
I don't have anything to really add, just to tell the staff, a continued great job for everyone there, both admin and everyone at the plant. So good job.
Perfect, thank you. Commissioner Koshi, how about you?
Nope, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm appreciative. Thanks.
Excellent. Okay. Well, the only thing I would add, same thing. I know, I think we were talking just a moment ago, and this is probably for Jim, was it did come to the attention of WASWAD, which is as you're aware, the association statewide in regards to the nutrients, and DOE's attempt to, I think, make some rules, even though they didn't follow rule changing requirements. And so you've got a lot of wastewater plants throughout the state that are scratching their head on some of these expectations. But I think there's going to be some headway, hopefully, made, and it'll equal out for everybody. But sometimes that's not always the case when you have a lot of different factions trying to come together to decide on something. So with that, again, I just want to thank all the staff, everybody that makes us shine and move forward. You guys do an excellent job. I'm proud to be part of the organization, even if it is just as the elected. So thank you again for that. I know we're going to have an executive session. It is really just going to be short, I assume, but you know what happens when you assume as regards as an elected official, generally takes forever. But I would start off saying that it would probably be 15 minutes. So I would just say we would probably, once we get into it, would go to 9:35. It is in regards to review of a public employee. I know that there shouldn't be a decision to follow, or should be. I mean, Mariah's shaking her head, but I've managed to muddle the water, so I don't know if yes or no, but I don't think there is a decision to follow.
There should be no action to follow.
Yeah, okay. Just wanted to clarify that. So with that being said, we will go in there. I will let legal take over where I may have fallen through the cracks, and I do thank everybody. Please be safe. I know that they're expecting snow, but as we all know, when they predict it, it ain't gonna happen. So if it does happen, be safe and keep warm.
The only thing that I would add, Dan, this is Brad. The only thing I would add, Dan, is that at the conclusion of the executive session, the commission will return to regular session and the meeting will be adjourned. And as you indicated, there will not be any action nor any announcement. So.
Thank you, sir. See, that's why we have legal, because if you leave it to the elected, the bus will run off the road. So with that being said, I will let staff, because they've got the power to be able to exclude or include in these meetings, we'll go from there.
All right. We'll give it just a second and then I'll stop the recording. Actually, Tara, if you're still on, I'll let you do the power because I don't want to screw it up again.
You're not doing Teams, correct? We're
nope,
stopping.
We're just going to stay in here today and hope for the best.
You got it. I will watch for you guys. I can see you. Okay.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Well, excellent. Okay, the Board of Commissioners are out of the exec session. As we had discussed, it is 9:35 on Thursday, February 11th, 2021. There is no action to follow. The only thing we are going to do now is motion to adjourn this fine meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn this fine meeting.
I'll second.
And it has been seconded. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Happy
Thank you,
Thursday,
everyone. And don't forget to stop by and sign